Hansi Flick is very annoyed with the Spanish national team due to their handling of Barca's Lamine Yamal, who played in both qualifiers against Bulgaria and Turkey, even though he had an existing groin issue. So is he available this weekend?
For me, it's a pity because it's, he go to the national team with pain. He trained nothing with the national team. He got pain killers for playing. They 3 goals in every match. They have 3 goals ahead. He played 79 and 73 minutes against Bulgaria. Between the matches, he doesn't train, or he didn't train. And this is not to taking care about players. This is not. I think Spain, they have the best team in the world, best players in the world. In every position, they are unbelievably good. So maybe also when we want to take care about players, about young players, it's like that, doing this. So this is what I can say, and I'm really sad about this.
So it has resulted in Lamine Yamal not being available for the game against Valencia, and he could be ruled out of Champions League action next week as well. Sid, Hansi Flick has a right to be annoyed here.
I think he does, and I was counting as I was listening to him then, and I'm probably going to forget one now, but I think there were 7 reasons he put forward as to why this doesn't sit right with him. There was the reason that Spain are a really good team anyway. They didn't necessarily need him. The reason that they were 3 goals up in both games, they didn't need to keep him on the pitch. That he played over 70 minutes in both cases. That he turned up having already had the federation informed that he wasn't able to play, or at least that he wasn't fully fit, that he had pain-killing injections, that he didn't train. That's 6. I'm missing one. There must be a 7th there somewhere because I was counting them. But the point I'm making is that Hansi Flick isn't just kind of throwing his arms up in the air and isn't just kind of saying this is wrong. It's him saying, look, here's a whole series of things that possibly should have been red flags. And Hansi Flick does it with a normal, calm and rational approach to it, but he's unhappy about it. And I think he is entitled to be unhappy. Now, I must admit, normally, okay, and I think probably our viewers are aware of this from previous discussions, I'm normally quite defensive of national teams when it comes to players' injuries, because I think actually sometimes they're the easy target. And everyone talks about the national teams as if that's the only place where players get injured, and as if they're the only people who should take care of players and clubs can just do what they want. Now, admittedly, there's always the argument about it's the fact that it's the clubs that pay them. But on this occasion, I think Hansi Flick has there laid out 7, all of them pretty good reasons why really and truly this should have been handled differently.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? When he's taking painkillers, he's got an existing issue.
Yeah, and if that's the case, my question would be to Hansi Flick and to Barcelona, why are you allowing him to go? If indeed you feel so strongly about what his condition is, that he needs to take painkillers in order to be available to play against Bulgaria and Turkey, then maybe he should not have gone. And the only reason I mention that is because now, in the future, if this comes up again and he is somewhere in between where physically he's not at 100% or close to full fitness, Barcelona is going to say, we don't trust Luis de la Fuente and we don't trust the Spanish Federation to take care of our player, and therefore we're going to skip this one. He's not going to be allowed to go because of this injury condition. It's now creating an unnecessary contentious relationship between the player, the team, and the national team. And Barcelona obviously wants to protect their asset. And much like Sid, I'm all for national teams. I have the utmost respect for the national team and the importance of playing for your national team. But if a player you know full well comes into your camp carrying an injury, nursing an injury where he has to take painkillers in order to be available to play, you go up 3-0 against Bulgaria, he's got to come off the field. You're kicking the backside of Turkey as they were, as dominant as they were. He's got to come off the field. And there were substitutions that were made ahead of Lamine Yamal coming off the field. Even when I didn't know the background and the backdrop of this information provided by Hansi Flick, I was still asking the same question in watching those games. Why is this kid still on the field? Now that I know this, I'm even more alarmed. I'm thinking, this is mismanagement, and what you're doing is you are playing with the future of your big boy, of your big golden child, of the present and the future of your national team. And you're gambling with his fitness, I think the national team and Luis de la Fuente should have a much bigger picture in mind than just beating Bulgaria and Turkey.
Meanwhile, Sid, you are at the Metropolitano. You were there for the game between Atleti and Villarreal today. Atleti getting their first 3 points of the season, a very important 3 points for Diego Simeone's men.
Yeah, and I think that was shown by something that you post-game, almost every game, I'm struggling to think of more than 3 or 4 examples in his entire time here. Simeone, when the whistle goes, turns and sprints up the tunnel and gets out of here. Gets out of here as quick as he can and gets to the dressing room straight away. This time he stayed out. And he stayed out with his players. He was still first up the tunnel when the players went to celebrate the fans. But I think that tells you something about the sense of relief at having won today and having played pretty well as well. In fact, Simeone gave an interview in midweek with a Spanish radio station, which he talked about how victories are not joy anymore. They're relief. And I think today, that's the relief he got.
Absolutely. Sid, great to have you with us as always. We'll have more La Liga action coming your way tomorrow. No Lamine Yamal, unfortunately, but hopefully he gets some very important rest. Barcelona against Valencia coming up on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Our coverage will begin at 2:30 with all the build-up on Plus and Deportes.